be the same.
We're live.
No.
Good evening, Keepers of the Cash. Gary B, the Casual Comic Guy here. And joining me this evening, I have two special co-hosts. I have first Mr. Mark Andrews over here. Mark, how you doing tonight, sir?
I am very well, Gary. Thanks for having me.
Now, wait a minute. Wait. Who am I?
Oh, it's Joe. And Anachronic Comics. From the cavern. Joe, how you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing really great since I just drove 4.5 hours to get here in time to be on this show because my pal Chuck is the guest.
There you go. And of course, Joe announced them already, stealing everybody's thunder. We have Mr. Chuck Hensey. Chuck, how you doing tonight, sir? Welcome back to the show, buddy.
I'm doing great.
Yay.
Good to be here. Good to be here.
Right. And now you and I talked a little while ago about you coming on to do a Dell 4-color comic 1011 edition. So before we get started and go say hi to the chat, first tell us, what is it that you love so much about Dell 4-color comics?
What I love about them and what we're going to get to see here is that anything you are interested in pop culture wise from the 1940s to the early 1960s, you can find it. And so that makes it a lot of fun to pick these things up and to go on that magical tour of that era of American pop culture and everything.
Nice. And I'm looking forward to seeing them because Dell in 4-color is not something that's in my collection, so I get to live vicariously through you and Mark Andrews.
Yeah, me neither. So Chuck, just before you start, the Dell 4-color, what was the point behind that? Was that the only colors that they had, or is that the point, or what?
No, I don't. I think they gave it the title because it's a reference to the basic colors that were used with printing comics at the time, which were cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. And so I think they're referencing that as much as anything else. And then it sort of became, and we'll kind of see here as we go through, almost the Dell version of kind of the early Showcase comics or the early Brave and the Bold stuff, where you were really trying out a lot of different things and, seeing if they could run for a series or, if people would be interested in them.
Okay, thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, while you guys are chatting, I kind of just highlighted the chat. So we'll just get right to your first book and let you run with it, good sir.
All right. Well, so the early runs of 4-color were mostly reprints from comic strips. I think as a lot of you guys know, a lot of the early Golden Age stuff, especially the Dell stuff, were comic strip reprints because comic strips were so popular. And this was just another way to repackage existing material and be able to sell it to people. So you had a lot of characters, like some of the first ones had like Smiling Jack and some of these characters who, today are basically lost to our collective knowledge. I mean, I've seen pictures of Smiling Jack. I don't think I've ever read a story, but a lot of that stuff. So you would get characters which were super, super popular in the newspapers. And then this was another way to just sort of take that material and use it again. So we have everybody's favorite lady here without eyes. The soulless wonder herself, little orphan Annie.
Nice.
And, this is an early one. This is 167, sorry. But it's one of the early ones. And again, the story, they took a lot of the collection from the newspapers and strung them all together, which made for a fun read. You might almost think about it as a graphic novel today, right? Where you're taking these collective stories and you're putting them together for people to be able to read. So,
Chuck, what year was that? Do you know?
This one is, I want to say it's 47. Let me see. I can tell you.
It was the same artist. Did they take the cover from one of the one of the strips and color it for the cover or something, or what?
Pretty much, yeah. And by the way, this is 107. It's not 147. I'm sorry. So this is 1942, 1943. So
nice. It's a great
And,
shape.
that's something I wish that a comic company would do today. Like, I would love, like you have all those old strips, right? Conan, Spider-Man, Grimm the dog, Beetle Bailey. Imagine if they just started producing a line of reprint comics, and every issue was just 30 pages of a collection of those comics. It would be incredible.
I think it'd be neat. And Fantagraphics has done some of this in collecting some of this older stuff. One of the neat things also was the story would always continue all the way to the back. So you get the end of the story here. So even if you're a degenerate who slabs books like some of us are, you can still read at least the end of the story, even though you may not necessarily know what goes on in the middle.
Clear backing boards are what those are made for.
Yeah.
Well, and also clear backing boards if you have plenty of them on you. So this is actually 107. So yeah, Mark.
The fact that you've got that in such nice shape, because that's a war book, and so many of those books from those years did not survive because they were reused, recycled for the war effort. So to find the 4 colors from those years is really hard to do, especially in that nicest shape.
Well, and these were very much kiddie books too. I mean, this is the other thing. These were not really aimed at adults. So that's another, as you're saying, that's another reason why they just didn't survive. Because, this is Little Orphan Andy. Yes, it's kind of all ages, but really it's aimed at young kids.
Yep.
Right.
So, also kind of from that same era, and I know y'all have seen this on my pickup when we did pickups. We've got an Andy Panda.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we have a lot of this, picking up these popular characters from animation, from the shorts, the animated shorts that you would have in the movie with the movies and stuff, and giving him these longer stories to kind of see what kind of interest there was. And we should point out, I think you've even got an Andy Panda behind you, Mark, somewhere. This character managed to last for quite a long time, even though he's basically been forgotten now.
Yep.
But he was part of the new Terry Toons line of characters and stuff.
Yep.
Now, Walter Lantz was really big with a number of different characters, but his most famous character was
Woody Woodpecker.
Woody Woodpecker, right?
That's right.
Now, was he involved at all in the production of these, or did they simply, buy them off of that?
I think
all these difficult questions.
Yeah, I'm going to take a look in here and see. I don't think he was involved with it.
Right.
I think they got the rights to it and then just sort of crafted a story and did a story around that. So I know the children's book my dad had on Andy Panda. Walter Lantz had no credit in writing it. So yeah, it just says here Walter Lantz presents. So it doesn't say anything more. Though it's interesting though, on the back cover, they say bye.
Yeah. They always accredited the original artist or creator, but they weren't always involved in it, I don't think, because there's this whole thing like Delphor, the licensing deals that they made was unbelievable.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I mean, and it was a good deal for Walter Lantz too, because here you're getting it in the hands of lots of people who might not otherwise have been exposed to it. And then, they go see the short in front of the movie, and, so on and so forth. They buy all the other ancillary products. So, one of the people, of course, which they had a huge tie-in with, and Dell did, was, of course, Disney, promoting a lot of the Disney stuff.
Look at you.
So we have lots of Mickey Mouse here. And I have a lot of the Disney stuff because I like collecting the Disney stuff. So
and those are just fun covers.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, the covers are a blast, and then you get a little bit farther along, and you get the first Scrooge McDuck, which I do not own, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'd have that with me right now. And you get the first Carl Barks doing Scrooge McDuck, and you get some of those really, really big keys. But outside of some of those really big keys, most of these books are fairly affordable. I mean, for Golden Age, I should say. Let's put it in that context, right?
Yeah.
They're affordable for Golden Age. So, this one I got raw, and it was, it cost some money, but it was not like crazy Golden Age expensive.
But it's an 8.5. That's what year is that?
48.
Yeah, like 8.5 Disney from 1948. That's amazing.
Yeah. So
you know what I like about this show so far, Chuck? Every book you've shown is older than I am, and that's
that made it worth the drive right there.
Yeah.
Well, I'll see if I can.
Don't live so hard, Mark.
I'm sorry.
For a little bit longer here.
Mark didn't say if they're older than him, though. No, just kidding.
Well, we've got some more of the classic Duck stuff here too. With this one here.
Nice.
Yeah, and I love reading these because even the non-Karl Barks stories are still a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the other thing is these things are just really, really enjoyable, and they're just neat. So, and I think this was $40-$50 maybe. I bought it on my LCS, so I probably got a discount because who else was going to be buying 4-color books there?
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what makes collecting these so much fun. Is that you can find them, and there's so many to get. I mean, the series ran for like 1,600 issues.
Yeah.
So so if you really want a collecting goal, you can try and get all of them.
So
that's a lot of boxes.
That is.
Now,
yes.
Now, Mark, how hard are those for you to get in Canada?
Well, actually, any of the books that were done during the World War II, none of that was sold up here because of the War Measures Act. So none of that stuff was allowed to be imported because they didn't want money going out. They wanted it all to stay in. So like that Orphan Annie and those books, none of those were up here. They only came up on a secondary market later. So they're really huge. They're hard to find. They're all purchased well after the fact, which means they're more money. So you just didn't find them. Anything after the war, like 1949, 50. Yep. Dell came right back and they were being distributed up here. So you can still find them. And what Chuck said is really true. Like there's, as Joe calls them, my guys know that I like that stuff. And when they come across some, they give me a call and say, hey, are you interested? And it's really kind of handy. It's also very dangerous, isn't it, Chuck?
Well, I think out of all of us, Joe probably grew up in the best place to get them because, I mean, New York City, you got plenty. You had Midtown Comics, and you had big areas for you to be able to access these books. Where I grew up in a small town, and when you're looking for something, before the internet, you're probably not going to get it.
No.
Yeah, and Raleigh is an interesting place because we've always had a richer back issue collection than we have any right to have. But really and truly, you need to go over to Charlotte if you're going to do real serious back issue hunting, at least for a long time. Now that has changed in the last 20, 25 years or so. So, and a lot of these, I'm going to be honest, I mean, this is being an exception. A lot of these I bought on the internet. So,
right. But that's the great thing about it now. There's, you keep some books you might off that you don't buy off the internet because you want to enjoy the hunt. But there's others you're like, this is my only chance to get it. I just got to get it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now Christmas covers are really, really popular with a lot of 4-color collectors. I'm not one of those people, but there are, I want to say 8 or 9 Santa Claus covers.
Oh,
like the first quote unquote comic appearance of Santa Claus is in one of the 4 colors, along with the first quote unquote Mother Goose and stuff like that. When you really want to get into the weeds and find just really, really crazy stuff here. But this is a really fun story here, and it's a great one. And I love the ones with the Huey, Dewey, and Louie and the Donald. Their relationship is a lot of fun. So
just the stuff
you can see why DuckTales. Oh yeah, well, the fact they all really do care for each other, even though they really, really do drive each other just absolutely insane. So so we mentioned some other genres that were also really popular. we've got here the Lone Ranger is famous for silver.
Yeah.
Oh, he
And
had
as
his
you
own
get
book.
farther along.
Yeah.
Huh?
I got one of
Oh
those
yes,
books.
yeah, that good 20-issue run of
I had
just
no idea.
just for
Yeah.
Silver himself.
I
So,
came across one, so I bought it.
yeah, and here you start getting some of those lovely painted covers. And while I'm not going to necessarily show you all painted covers, but the painted covers for me are one of the hooks.
Yeah.
Is they are so beautiful. And that's one of the things that Disney and others really did. The Dell rather, and did so well.
Yep.
And just exactly, Bobby. They are a real draw for me, as a matter of fact. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Now the first Turok is in 4-color.
Mm-hmm.
I do not own it.
Really?
I would love to own it. It's out of my pay grade. Yeah, that one's just a little bit outside the teacher salary. So even a beat to mess cover, just a little bit. So
Almost there.
Almost
yeah.
there.
Tina, I agree. I love these, and I think Tonto's Horse had a series himself, and again, what they would do is they would try these things out in here, and if the sales went well, you run a 15-20 issue series.
Yep.
And there we go. And this is, of course, I think this is in the mid 1950s. This is peak Western.
Yep.
So,
I mean, personally too, I like a good 10 to 20 issue series. It feeds the completionist in you.
Oh yeah.
Once you get them all, you're like, oh, I got it. And it's just, those little runs are nice because they are important, I think, to the collector. that feeling of accomplishment when you have them all.
Yeah. Well, and one thing you'll notice with the numbering, if you go after a lot of these, is that often Dell would pick up the numbering after the 4-color. So I don't think they did it with this series, but I know with some of the other ones, you would have it where they would have like a 3 or 4 appearances in Dell in the 4-color, and then it would jump to issue 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And so that would kind of mess with my mind a little bit, trying to find them, going, well, wait a minute, how did I miss the first 3 issues? And then depending on which pricing guide you're looking at, it connects things differently, and then your head starts hurting until it actually makes sense. And then
absolutely.
And by then you're down the rabbit hole and you already own 50 of them and it's too late. So
yeah, that was very confusing to me, trying to figure that out. And I still don't know that I got it all right.
Yeah, and some of them are years and years after the fact. And suddenly there's issue 2, and you go, well, where the heck's issue 1? And then if you go to look it up, you have to put in 4-color, and you have to put in the 4-color and the number. Don't put the name of the character or the book. Then you might.
Now, I will say Comics Realm does a good job laying that out better than some of the other pricing things. And occasionally Overstreet will do that too, but of course I'm told nobody uses Overstreet now, so why would I mention it? So it's been mentioned.
There we go.
Anyways, didn't want you to think we were just obsessed with Disney.
Oh, see.
That's Bugs Bunny's my favorite. Like the Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
And so
I think it's just the violence in them I love.
Now, a lot of these, I will also say, and again, if we open this up and read it, a lot of them are not politically correct today. In fact, there are a couple of them that I actually took out of the pile to not show because they are most definitely books that, we don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
They are what they are. So,
they're from the time that they were written.
The Pepe
they are, and
1011.
Well, you're right. The censored comics 1011. A lot of them, they are reproducing media that today we would not reproduce.
Yeah.
And and one in particular from Disney is on there. So that is that we've got that one too, and that actually has, I think, like 2 or 3 issues of it. So which is kind of interesting. And by the way, very, very hard to find.
Very hard to find because a lot of people will not sell it.
Right. Or will not admit to even owning it. So
or admit to even owning it, even though some of us do.
Yeah. I just got to shout out Matthew and Keep On Collecting.
It's amazing the strange things that
great toy channel, which everybody should check out.
Cool.
Now, you did give me that idea now, Chuck. Oh, the Chuck Freeze on
Toys
us?
are fun. So
Toys are fun.
more
Because now I want to do a Band Comics 1011.
Oh, Gary.
Uh-oh.
Sometimes you got to
Here
poke
we
the
go
bear.
again. All right, there we go. Yeah,
And Gary's going to charge for that one.
I think the kids have gotten on their D&D games, so who knows what's going on. All right. So continuing on.
Rich,
You're fine. You're good so far, Chuck.
Right.
Yeah, you're back, Chuck.
Let's see here. Okay, so good because some of y'all are on and off Frozen. Also, in terms of pop culture, lots of other great characters. Here's one that I think Joe will be familiar with, and maybe and maybe Mark and a few others. Shirley McCarthy, the original dummy, as opposed to many others.
And what kills me is the fact that they had a successful comic about the doll, like the
dummy.
Yeah, a dummy. I didn't want to be that politically insensitive, Joe.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, I know. Okay, we're just throwing caution.
Well, it's all right. He's only made out of wood. It's okay.
Yeah, it's only made out of wood, but it's he that was a really popular comic for a while.
It's all right.
You're still there.
Yeah, you're there, Chuck.
You're good, Chuck.
Okay, well then we're going to keep right on going here. And again, you can see on the back here with his buddy Mortimer Snurd, which was another one of the dummies, which of course was voiced by Bergman. And and again, people are probably today don't really remember Edward. It's Edward Bergman, right?
Yep.
Help me out here. I don't remember his first name. Candace's dad. So
Candace's dad.
So Candace's dad, and she actually wrote like an autobiography of me versus the dummy or something like that. So she had a very interesting. Thank you, Edgar. Thank you, Tina. Yes, that's right. And Jackson, that's correct on the radio show. Exactly. So yeah.
Yep.
Well, the interesting thing, of course, is Charlie McCarthy actually made it.
Yeah, I saw them a couple of times on the Ed Sullivan Show. He made some appearances. That's where I saw him.
Yeah, and he did that special with the Disney on the they did. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah.
Well, that's cool, Jerry.
That is cool.
That is awesome. All right. So
now, Chuck, at some point did they stop printing the strips on the back page, or did they pretty much keep that up throughout the whole 4-color run? Because so far,
I think they stopped at some point. I don't remember. Yeah. I don't remember where though. Maybe in the 700s or so.
Yeah, they stopped and they started doing ads, and they did do a few of the posters on the back, like the gold keys.
Yeah,
but there was a mix. There was a time of transition.
Yeah,
and you started getting the responsible parent ads on the back of Dell's about we promote this and we promote that, and the Red Ryder BB guns and all that stuff.
We're not EC. I believe that. I think we can summarize those ads in one simpler thing. So
we're not EC.
This is the only time the Green Hornet ever appeared in 4-color comics.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, what a nice painted cover that is! Holy cow!
That's I love that one.
This is actually one of. So I bought this raw on eBay. It was one of the first eBay purchases I ever made.
Oh wow!
In the 90s. So. And you can see why.
Very cool.
It's a gorgeous book.
Again, we got. Yeah. So, but it's interesting. That's the only time that Dell did the Green Hornet. 53.
Nice.
So, that's the only time Dell did the Green Hornet until it got the TV show rights. By the way.
Yep.
So. Yeah.
It was.
I agree, Bobby. This.
Yeah. It's a great cover.
Yeah. Yeah. Jerry, that's awesome. That I think he should sit with you during one of your cleaning things. So,
Yeah.
Just see the little puppet hands come out to smooth some pulp out.
We're gonna rub it away now. Anyways, Um, they had quite a few Flash Gordons. This is the only one I have, unfortunately. If you want to see the rest of them, check out the wall on Only Slabs, because he has all of them, I think. Or if he doesn't have all of them, he's got a lot of them. And Flash was one of those characters who appeared in the early 100s, as a matter of fact, when they were reprinting the strips. And I just love this painted cover. This is a great sci-fi cover right here. So to me, this is 50s sci-fi.
Awesome
So-
Flash Gordon covers.
Very nice. Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yep.
So
Now, did they do anything with Buck Rogers either?
no, they didn't get the licensing right to Buck Rogers, because
Gold
the
Key
Buck
did.
Rogers,
Ah,
Yeah, the Buck Rogers licensing rights are like really, really convoluted. I've read about them a couple of times, and it was enough to make my head hurt trying to figure out what was going on. So, yeah. So there you go, Bobby. That's good. Some more Disney here. Just some cool stuff.
Oh, nice. Yep.
Captain Hook and Peter Pan. Yeah, they really, really leaned into all the Disney properties they could. I mean, the Dumbo one is really, really valuable. The original Dumbo one is really, really valuable. Yeah. And, quite a few others are just, the Disney collectors really, really want those books, And this, of course, has a cracking. You see my love of yellow covers. So here we go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I love those yellow covers. They're great.
Yep.
yeah, yellow
They
covers
are-
always pop. Yellow or purple?
They
I
do.
liked purple back then too.
Yeah, I don't see that many purple, so it's kind of interesting. So here's one just sort of more targeted at little kids.
Ooh, on something.
So,
Very cool.
Hansel and
Very much
Gretel.
more.
Yeah.
Very much sort of, almost borderline historically accurate. They're not actually singing Into the Woods yet, so that's good. Who knows what they will find,
Yep.
but
So you have all these great properties, but I never ever cared for Peter Pan in my entire life. Like Peter Pan just never captured my imagination in any way as a kid or an adult.
Peter Pan is an interesting one. I think because that story ends the way it does, with a real sense of finality to it,
Mm-hmm.
that people just never really got into it that much, as opposed to some of the other Disney stories which have happy endings, but you can see a continuation to it. Peter Pan to me feels like the story ends, everybody gets back, we're done.
Right.
Yeah.
Peter goes back. He's not going
There's a
back
sense
to get
of
the darling
finality.
kids. Yeah. So, let's see some more of these characters. Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
That comment by Bobby, it looks like claymation on that cover. That It's got that like Viewmaster look to it on some of these books.
Yeah,
Not unless it's Pinhead, Andrew.
Oh.
Matthew, sorry.
It's not.
yeah, it's really interesting. I think they might have actually taken maybe some real dolls, and maybe done some posing to kind of figure out how to paint it, because it does feel like some of those dolls that you would find in an antique store.
Yep.
So,
And it kind of feels like one of those specials you would watch as a kid, right?
Yeah.
yes, it does have some of the Rankin Bass feel to it. So,
Cool.
so yeah, they also look a little soulless too and a little creepy, but that's okay.
That's
Kids
okay.
book. It's supposed to look
Gretel,
soulless and
you'll
creepy.
swallow your soul.
Little Chucky vibe to them.
That's all right. Exactly. Again, some more of the offbeat stuff. They had Tom and Jerry. I don't have any of the Tom and Jerry in Dell's, but I do have Spike and Tyke, which is kind of in the same genre of stuff. So, again, another fun offbeat book.
Now, how old is the Casper the Ghost property? Did they have any Casper the Ghost or Wendy?
No, because
like that
Casper
as
has
well?
always been owned by Harvey.
Yep.
Oh,
And Casper started with Harvey, and Harvey has pretty much produced Casper, I think, nonstop since
Forever.
whenever. Yeah, it's forever. So, yeah. So much like Felix the Cat, by the way. Yeah, Exactly, Bobby. He never wanted to grow up. Now it's interesting though, because they did try to revive some old properties and like put a new twist on them. So here we have a version of Crazy Cat.
Oh, okay, great, nice,
Which
cool.
Is terrible.
Yeah,
But it's
it is.
cool.
That's terrible, though.
It is, but it's terrible. I mean, and I love the original Crazy Cat, so I will admit my slight snobbery there. This is just, I don't know what this is.
It's not Crazy Cat.
No, it's most definitely not.
It's-
Yeah.
It just
And that
is,
one-
huh?
I don't think that was there. Maybe 2 or 3.
I think there was only this one actually.
Was it just the one?
Yeah, I
It
think
seemed
it was just
longer
this
'cause
one,
It was
yeah.
horrible.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah.
So I do have those, but they're not in 4-color because they were owned by somebody else. So
Yeah.
I do have some Mighty Mouse and Heckle and Jekyll, but they're in other boxes. So
Yeah, they're not Dell.
they're not Dell, but I do have those. So yes. Other weird, obscure.
The guy who wrote it was certainly.
Steve, that's probably how they paid him to get on the cover. I got to tell you.
There you go, Steve.
You have some other properties, considering what Joe is wearing right now. Which, again, they kind of ran and then they didn't go anywhere. But they did do a lot of these sort of kids things. I think Ponytail had some time in Dell as a tryout, and a bunch of these other type of characters. Henry, I think, did before he got his own series.
Yep.
So lots of those type of books there. So this is one that was given to me because for a while I was my kid scoutmaster. So
And a yellow cover too.
The yellow
and,
cover.
well, yes, I think they were less focused on that than they were the rest of the story.
The
So
very fact that
Yeah.
sewing someone's arse while he's holding a gun is probably not safe. Just saying,
it's probably not safe, but the gun probably also has caps in it. So
But
as long as he's not pointing it to your head or other.
I have a collection of scout books. They go back, some of them to like the 1930s, and a lot of what's in those older books is not safe. But it's super cool. Plus, even when I was a kid, we were told to do some things which
That were really unsafe.
appropriate,
Right.
but now people, would go against us. Like digging a ditch around your pup tent.
just deep enough to trap the local kids.
Yeah, I know. Handing the giant axe for wood to a 10-year-old, that's
What's the worst
probably
that can
not
happen?
the best idea.
Yeah.
Knowing some of the 10-year-olds, I can imagine. I tell stories about when I was in Scouts and some of the things that we did,
But it was fun, though, wasn't it? It was fun.
you just.
And we all lived.
It was a lot of fun, and most of us didn't have any lasting injuries or scars that are terribly noticeable now. So it's good.
Or if they were scars, they were really good ones. You could
Kind of
brag
going on
about.
with the. They certainly made for excellent stories once you started dating. Yes. So again, some more interesting stuff here. If you're a fan of Walt Disney World and stuff, these aren't the Hardy Boys I know, but here we are. So here we are, and just I don't even know who the actors are. So,
But that
Yeah, I
takes me
don't-
back because when I was in the kid and I used to read all the little Hardy Boy novels.
Franklin W.
Really?
Dixon.
Loved them. I would pour through them. They wouldn't take long to read.
That-
yeah,
uh,
I love the books myself. That's part of why I got this. So, but I have no idea who these two actors are. So, yeah.
Or if they just
No.
used them to take a picture for the cover.
Right.
No, I
Okay.
think they were on the TV show when they
were
showed
they?
them because they looked familiar to me.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Little bit of trivia: the
one
guy
down
who
there.
wrote the Hardy Boys book is from a little Ontario town north of me by about 50 miles.
I didn't know there were any towns north of
Okay.
you.
Yeah, there is. So there. New Liskeard
Just
is
not
where
many.
he's from. New Liskeard is where he's from.
And Bobby, I remember seeing them on some of the reruns too. So yeah, that was my exposure to them. Another group that got their start in 4-color, of course.
Ooh, nice.
We had the
Yep.
Peanuts, right? Or
Yep.
not really necessarily their start, because they appeared in United Features and the back of Fritzy Ritz's, and then they were sort of an ongoing staple in Tip Top Comics. But Dell did have a partnership with United Features, and so they reran a lot of their characters. So,
And you've got most of the
and this is
Peanuts
just
and their first
Go ahead.
appearances in those other books, don't you?
no, the United Features and the Fritzy Ritz again. I'm picking up a lot of the Nancy backups, because those are
Yes, I was thinking of
those
the
are
Nancy
affordable.
books. Yeah.
Yeah, the Nancy ones I can afford. The other, and some of the lesser known Fritzy Ritzes, but a lot of the rest of them are way out of my price range. And the Tip Tops, of course, that had them on the cover, go for a lot of money. So
A lot.
yeah, a lot. But but that's a lot of fun though. So
Yeah. And
plus you get the Katzenjammer kids, which I guess
There you
is something.
Yep.
Yeah. So just a couple of more here.
I really think it's sad that probably only 2 of us know who the hell the
Hammer
Cats and
Zorro?
Jammer kids are. That's a
Well,
good
I totally
I
misheard that
certainly
at
don't know
first,
what
and I
they
thought
are.
he said the gas chamber kids. I'm like,
Yes.
so dark.
I agree.
Now Zorro, when Zorro was on, I used to love to watch Zorro on television. That was great.
Oh my Lord. There are so many things
Yes.
behind that mistake, Gary. I'm not even gonna touch it.
I was like confused for a second. Like, oh, he said Katzenberg or something, not gas chamber.
I need a moment.
Okay, so let's just talk about
Let's get to
Zorro.
Zorro.
Anyways, okay. We'll unpack this after the show is what we'll do.
Yep.
Because there's a lot to unpack. Zorro had like 4 or 5 issues in Dell Comics. Oh Lord. So the great TV covers, super action packed stories, and just a real hoot to watch. To
I
read,
love the
rather.
TV
So,
show.
Well, was
let
that
me
for
see
the
if this
black
has
and
it
white
on the back.
serials?
No, I think those are from the
yeah, I did
Disney,
too.
the Disney
TV
series.
show.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
And there are some
and
beautiful.
we do have a little something here on the back.
Oh, that's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Now, if you do like the old, like black and white Zorro serials and stuff, those are on Tubi for free.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Just in case you want to watch them, Chuck.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
He'll be
Chuck
back.
doesn't want to watch him.
There
There
he
he
is.
is.
I
He's
know.
back. Yay. And
You
there's
blinked out on us for a second, Chuck.
I'm sure I'm getting all sorts of interesting messages on my end. So,
so
anyway,
there's painted covers of Zorro too with Dell that are gorgeous.
Oh.
yes, there are. The Zorro books are also some of the more desirable ones.
Yep.
Because of what people remember with the collection, with the TV show and everything.
Yep.
And they just really enjoy the character. So
Zorro was such a big property when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
well, it still is, as a matter of fact. And,
it's one of the ones that's lasted.
Yeah.
It's the sword.
I mean, believe me, Steve, I feel like saying that to some people right now. So anyways, since we've already gone off the rail with the Cats and Jammer kids, I guess it's okay to show this.
Why not? Yep.
Why not? Anyways,
Little
really
Beaver.
cool Native American book here. It's not Turok, but it's a fun little story. It's a good kids story. So, and it's got a beautiful cover to it. So, yeah. And again,
most of your books tonight, for as old as they are in incredible condition, Chuck.
They're lovely.
Well, again, then the nice thing, Gary, as we said earlier, you can get these at a decent price in decent shape. So, you have no idea, Jackson. Yes. But you can pick, I mean, this was like a $40 pickup at a con.
Yeah.
I mean, and he was probably thrilled. He was probably just thrilled to get it out of his box. I mean,
Right.
to be very honest,
Out of his inventory.
yeah, I think he was so happy to get it out, and but it was a fun read. And again, we look at the back cover to it as we get it open here. We get a really nice,
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Good solid artwork.
But it's so clean. Look at it. Wow.
Yeah. It's crispy white.
Very nice.
So
Now, what's really sad for me, you were mentioning the cons. Like our cons up here, you very rarely do you see the 4 colors even brought to them. Like you got to go to the LCSs and dig because they don't sell like the others. Like
right. Well, we've got a couple of guys who come here to the RaleighCon once every quarter who have fairly large Golden Age collections that they bring with them. And so you can find stuff like this rather cheap because, they're too busy, trying to get you to pay, 3x.
Yeah.
Right. Well, what I've seen
For
with
the
a lot of
keys.
those too is when some people try to get rid of them, is have that moved or passed on or whatever, and they're bringing them in, and they're up in an attic. They got bug chew on them. They're
Right.
disgusting shape.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Hello, hoarders. Good to see you.
Oh yeah, Scott, you got to watch from the beginning, buddy. You don't want to miss the gas chamber kids.
Stop it. Gary, just stop.
The sad thing is I do actually have a Captain in the Kids book, which is not a 4-color book, which I did almost, think about bringing out at some point, but now you convinced me that it will never, ever make it online. So,
I just
again,
wait
more
to get
painted
banned
covers.
here.
Oh,
Marcus showed this one
Look at
off.
that.
Ooh,
Nice.
Mandrake, that is super awesome.
This is just an awesome book, and yeah, it's a great read. I'm glad Mark drew my attention to it because it's a lot of fun. And again, that cover just really does snap.
Fantastic.
It
cover.
does.
Yeah.
Now
And
there's
again-
another character that Mandrake. I wish Mandrake we'd see a bit more of him. Like, he's been around a few modern books, but not really.
Yeah, and the last time that Dark Horse or somebody tried to revive him, that was his daughter, and the art was
Horrible.
Thank you.
And that's the thing. Sometimes you really, with these type of books, especially with the painted covers, you have to have a good story, but the art is really important.
Yep.
Because if you get
Yeah.
some sort of cartoonish art,
Yeah. And stick
Yeah.
with
Doesn't make it.
the era from where they are. They work because of
Yes.
when those stories took place. Don't try to bring it to modern day and all that stuff.
Right. Like, I don't want to see a Doc Savage in 2025. If you're going to give me a
Right.
Doc Savage story, I want to see it
Back. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
1930s, baby.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, and Mandrake, he's fine up until about the 60s or the 70s, and after that, it starts getting a little. Though Defenders of the Earth is not half bad, and I will say that
and he's in there. That's I think one of the most okay modern ones.
Bobby, I have the entire run of Phantom, but I don't remember him. I don't think he appeared in 4-color. I think Phantom was a property that they felt that they didn't need to do the 4-color run with. They just went straight in with Phantom 1.
Yeah.
And if you look up the cover for Phantom 1, it is an incredible cover with the skull cave behind the Phantom, and he's on his horse, and it is an amazing, beautiful. The first 10, 12 issues, all the Dell books in that series are painted covers, and it's like 15 issues, and they're just beautiful.
Yeah, I have a few of them. They're great.
Yeah.
So Chuck and Mark, how many? The 4-color have their own numbering system, right?
Yep.
And how many of those came out?
Oh,
So they ended around 1600, 1640, somewhere around there.
Wow.
But they
And-
all, but Joe, they also came out like weekly for a
Yes.
while. Or
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
so I mean, so they, you know, they were printing them fairly heavily and fairly regularly. So
Yeah, Scott's got
okay,
it.
thank you.
1351.
So did
Okay,
King Features, which ended up owning
Yeah, I'm
Phantom
trying to do
and
this off the
Bandit,
top of my head. So
they came after Dell?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the thing is,
Yeah.
like in the middle of this run of 4 colors, if a book really takes off, as Chuck said before, they started another run of that character, and that's when you get issue 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think the 1600 number that we kick around in Dell is that entirety of that whole selection of books from that era. And
Yeah.
it's tricky to make sure you got the right ones, and if you have all of them and all that stuff. But
right. Yeah, it is very, very challenging. So
yeah,
yes, exactly. Very much a proving ground. So but which is what makes these fun to buy though, is
Yeah.
you pick up, the Spike and Tyke I showed earlier. I don't think they ever got their actual own series, but for a one shot, it was a lot of fun. So
Oh,
yeah,
there you
we're
go.
not getting into that. No. We're not going down that rabbit hole.
no, we're not going down that rabbit hole.
No.
That's a bad one.
No. Though you do start seeing the prices change on them up to 15 cents, like we see here with our
Chili
good
Willy.
buddy, another Walter Lance creation here.
Now that's a cover
so
I've
Chili
seen
Willy.
a lot.
Yep.
Yeah,
And that one
it's really
has-
cool.
That one has the value stamp, which there was a contest, and that's why some of those
Yeah.
books are wrecked, because you had to cut out the Dell stamp and send it in to get stuff. So you will find a beautiful Dell that's got a big hole up in the corner because they cut out that stamp.
Oh, is it the one
I
the
know.
actual one on the cover?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, the
That
Dell
one
has
right
got
there.
like a stamp.
Right.
It looks like
Yeah.
a stamp.
Huh.
Yeah, there we go.
And if you wanted to get your money back because it didn't sell, you had to cut that stamp out and send back to Dell to get your credit.
Yeah.
And not only that, if you really wanted to win, you had to take the stamp and you had to actually cut into all those little corners.
Oh, now
and
let's
send it
not
in
get crazy.
perfectly. I'm-
Well, anyways, so this is cool, and this is another one of those Walter Lance characters that I just enjoyed because I saw the cartoons coming home from school when I was little, and they reshowed the Walter Lance stuff around here all the time, and so kind of why I have a soft spot for this character and Andy Panda, and to a certain extent Woody Woodpecker, but I don't have a lot of Woody Woodpecker comics for whatever reason. So, all right. So we sort of have, I'm going to combine the story and the spec together here. So,
Okay.
part of what got me onto the 4 color search stuff was that my late father loved mystery novels, and he was a huge Agatha Christie fan, had all the Agatha Christie paperbacks, had all of the Fleming James Bond books, as opposed to, he loved the movies too, but that's the tangential to what we're talking about here. He also loved Ellery Queen.
yes.
And we watched the 1970s series together, which, I was only 7 or 8 when it came out. And, I rewatched it, and it's got Higgins in it from Magnum PI, and that's the nicest thing you could say about it.
Yeah.
But
It was
That was the
disappointing
one
if
with
you read
Timothy Hutton, right?
if you read the Ellery Queen stories.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
TV show was a bit disappointing.
Yeah.
But I watched
Yes.
it anyway.
Sure, exactly. So when I found out, and this is really when I really got into sort of buying back issues and stuff, was really finding out that there were a series of 4 colors with Ellery Queen. And since horror and those type of covers have gotten really, really popular, this is sort of my story and spec here. So we want to start off here with Ellery Queen and the Detective Curse. Let me get rid of some.
That's a
of the
great cover.
It's a beautiful cover.
It's and these are later run books. I mean, you're here talking about the 1100s, the 1200s at this point. So, unfortunately, it never took off and got its own series. Though Ellery Queen had a run in Superior Comics from Canada back in the late 40s, early 50s. So, But anyway, so
Yeah, and they're still selling Ellery Queen little novels in the grocery stores here.
yeah,
Oh,
and they're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
If you want to read something similar to it, especially for Adam Hughes addicts here, which I know we have at least 2 of them, the Maze Agency stuff by Innovation was very much sort of a take on the whole Ellery Queen shtick in many ways. Plus, it has Adam Hughes not only cover but interior art for the first handful of issues too.
Yeah,
it's one of the few things he did interior art.
When I was a kid, I got introduced to Ellery Queen through the Ellery Queen Mystery Magazine.
Yep.
That used to come out. I think it was monthly, but I'm not sure. And because I love mysteries, and there would usually be an Ellery Queen story in there amongst other stories, like detective type of stories. And it was just it was one of those just like the small magazine, smaller than the.
So the main character's name is Ellery Queen?
Yes, that's the name of the detective. He is the son of the police commissioner, and he gets involved in researching things. And one of the big things is they ask you sort of at the end, well, do you I know who did it. They sort of break the fourth wall. Do you know who did it? And then there's a pause to figure out, again.
I never got it right.
So, no, I never did either. So,
and when you talk about a lasting character, Ellery, you can still get a subscription to the Ellery Queen mystery magazine.
Mystery magazine, still there.
See, that's amazing because you would think that's a dead property now.
Yeah,
so
but like 75 years plus, still going.
So here's another one. We got a great devil cover here.
Oh, I love that one.
Oh, look at that.
So. So Jackson, most of the Ellery Queen stuff. So Jackson, most of the Ellery Queen stuff takes place during either World War II or the 1950s. So, like, if you look up the TV show that was done in the 1970s, they set it during the 1940s. So,
I have to go down.
Made it interesting, and at the same time, also hurt it too. I think.
Yeah,
so,
I have a box with books in them. I got to see if I have any of the old Ellery Queen mystery magazines.
But this is just.
That'd be cool.
Dad had a lot of the paperbacks. What was that, Gary?
I said, "Oh, you were still there." I was just looking up Ellery Queen here.
Yeah.
How many comic books did you say
there
were?
I love this cover.
How many?
Just 3.
3?
Just 3. Yeah.
Yep.
So this is the second one. And the third one.
Oh, so there was 5 movies of Ellery Queen.
Yeah, and that's another. I love that one too.
I didn't know that.
Like all 3 of those.
Here's the third
of
the Ellery Queen books right here. So
yeah.
Another awesome horror type cover. So not necessarily politically correct, but if people are looking for this horror type stuff, you can find it here. And as Mark talked about earlier, you got
the paintings on these are amazing.
They are, and nobody knows about them. I mean, that's the thing that just kind of boggles my mind is that they're just these painted covers. These should be on a wall.
They are, yeah. They should.
I mean, they should be on the wall.
Come on, Mark.
Nothing against
Let's
the one. Nothing against the 1 in 25 ratios that my store has and everything, which are great, but these are really, really awesome.
When I saw the magazine, because I liked, mystery, I still do, detective type of stuff, but the name caught my attention.
Yeah.
I love that name, Ellery Queen. For some reason, it was a draw for me.
Yeah, and I misspoke one movie.
It's a neat name. They're always good stories.
There you go, Milt. So this is one. I'll get the other 2 out in just a minute. So some information here about Voodoo.
Oh, cool.
So, and these were some really early purchases. Again, these are some of my early 4-color books that I purchased. So,
Oh.
Now, was each one a complete mystery, or did it carry on with multiple issues?
They tend to be complete mysteries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bobby, sadly, most of the paintings got thrown in a dumpster. They printed them and tossed them because they back then they weren't valued.
Here we go.
Ooh, and the Salem Witches. All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
And we'll get the other one here in just a minute.
I'm sure that some of these survive. Some of these paintings survive someplace, but
I wouldn't know where.
Yeah,
and who knows what they would go for in an auction today? I mean, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
So here we go with the Curse of the Pharaohs.
Wow.
Which is just cool. So
yeah, very nice.
Like they're kind of like mini infos or mini little things just at the back to catch you.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And that's all I brought with me. I have about I'll tell you, I've got about 50 4-color books when all is said and done. So I've got a big variety of stuff. I've got a lot of Disney. That's probably the majority of my 4-color collection are Disney books. So just because they're fun and you know, I like getting the Karl Barks stuff. So you know.
No, those were excellent.
They were.
I said that the condition they were in was a real treat.
Mm-hmm. They are hard to find in condition, but if you keep your eyes open, boy, sometimes you can get bangers like you did, Chuck.
Well, the rabbit hole for me, Chuck, that you got me now might be that Ellery Queen 3-issue series there.
It's a nice series,
Awesome.
and actually, Joe, they kind of go up and down when Chuck talks about spec.
Yeah.
And right now they're not too bad, I don't think, but they are hard to find in nice shape, and it's to find the three of them.
Yeah, I would say in higher condition, you're probably looking at $70, maybe. Which and honestly, as nice as those books are, and not necessarily these, I mean, just as pretty as those covers are, you know, in nicer condition, they really should go for really 2 or 3 times that amount.
Yep.
To be honest, but you know, it's what it is.
And one of the sad things about the Dell 4-colors, even if they look great, and then you take it out of the bag, because they've been sitting in an attic or they've been sitting in a basement, you can't enjoy the read because they just reek.
They just fall apart on you. Yeah.
Well, some of my books are like that.
Yeah, that Hansel and Gretel I've got over here is like that. If I take it out and actually open it up and try to read it, it'll just melt. So,
yep.
Well, Joe,
awesome.
they have 2 on eBay. One's $20. The bad news is it's $50 shipping from Canada. So you got to pay over twice what the book's worth to get it shipped to you. The other one, the Devil cover, is $30.80. Ships from Tampa Bay, Florida, but it's only $11.50 for shipping.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, so you can find them, but just check the page count. And it's hard to do that on eBay.
Yeah.
I know.
Ooh.
So that's handy.
So Scott's got the whole series in digital format.
That would be so cool. That would be a great read. So, and again, we will also say with the Dell stuff, the read is either really, really good or it's not. And there's very few that are in between. So when it's, you know,
Sounds
it's
like
kind of like the little
comics.
boy. Yeah, it's kind of like the little boy in the story, right? When he's good, he's really, really good. And then when it's not, it's really bad. So yeah. But you know, the 4-colors are pretty consistent though.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's, again, you mentioned like they were coming out once a week. So they're just grinding out titles.
So thank you for joining us. Appreciate it, Matthew.
Thank you. Yeah.
And Scott says, I keep trying to highlight Scott, but the chat keeps going as soon as I go to. He's about 300 issues shy of finishing the floppies.
Wow.
Well, Scott's got like a museum himself here.
That's impressive. I mean, I look at, you know, the 50 or 60 issues I have and go, that's all. I got a lot of books, and yeah, they were putting out quite a few issues Yeah.
Yeah,
For a long time. So
for a long time. They're fun though. I love the painted covers and like and some of the Del Lassie covers. There's a couple there done by Matt Baker.
yes.
And you just start doing the research on the books and the artists and stuff, and it's just they're just a fun book to collect.
Yeah. And if you're a pop culture person from that era, you can find everybody. I mean,
Yep.
Which is great.
That.
So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Amazing run. Lots of first appearances and original material. All right. Yeah. Great show.
That's all I got.
Show. Wow. That was great though. I missed Steve's good night. So.
All right.
He's got to go to work. He's working.
He does. All right. So we're going to do like we normally do. We're going to go around here and we always start with my co-hosts. The thing with this is if we see you guys again, it's going to be on the One Dude Show. So, Joe, what's coming up for you three?
Well,
maybe.
For me, I'm still in the midst of moving. We just came back from Cape Cod and opened up about 100 boxes, and I'm kind of exhausted, but we're in the midst of moving. But I've got some shorts that I put out, on YouTube, and I got a couple of things I'm hoping to be able to get out. But we will be having the return of the comic book crowd. I think it's on the 19th, if that's the correct Friday. And the Friday after that, we're going to have our September edition, a little late, of the Espresso Mail Call. And hopefully these two guys will be on then as well. And so that's always fun because you never know what these guys and Steve are going to bring out. It could be absolutely anything. And if you were in the pre-show for that, Mark Andrews shows you some stuff that don't make it on the show. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, we can't let the gas chamber kids get on. So that's
no,
right.
No.
That was an original Mark Andrews concept, wasn't it, Chuck?
No. It was not.
No.
No, it was not.
No.
Oh, and those two shows will be from my new office, which is a complete disaster area right now. So it'll probably be semi-disaster in a few weeks as well. So,
and of course, coming up this month, later this month, September 30th, we will have Mark Andrews and Doug Bratton on. And Mark, what are you guys talking about?
We're going to talk about Glenn Orbick, and that is an underappreciated artist, and we'll talk about the work that he did and just the history of him and the books that the covers. Fantastic artist.
Yeah.
And really underappreciated, and we're going to show off some of the examples of his work.
Nice. That sounds like a lot of fun. Good.
Well, if either of you two gentlemen want in as co-hosts, let me know.
Okay.
September 30th, yeah. We'll see.
Yep, Tuesday.
Yeah.
But all right. So Chuck, anything else coming up for you?
No, I think we've pretty much hit on it. I'll be on the pickup with the Espresso Mail Call, and look forward to seeing what everybody has. So that'll be fun.
Nice. All right. So with that, we're going to say, first of all, thank you to my co-host. It's always great having other voices here besides my own. Thank you, gents, for making time and coming on tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Our pleasure.
It was great. It's always fun hanging out with you guys. And thank you so much to the live chat we had tonight. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And always, there's no show without a great guest. Chuck, you always fit the bill. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing part of your collection again. It's always great. And a lot like Mark Andrews, you bring a lot of history with you. And with also Joe, I mean, that's part of the fun of having you guys on. You guys just don't show a cover. You guys give some history along with the show, which is always fantastic. So thank you guys for sharing your knowledge, and thank you for the fun show. And we're going to do like we always do.
Have a good night, everybody.
Yep. We're going to say thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep it casual.